Hello, everybody. My name is Puppeteen from the Geeky Puppet Show here on the Geeky Puppet Show. A hello to you, Tillium, to be the first to comment. We are here today to review the very first premiere episode of Moon Knight. The first episode is here, and we have decided to bad batch it. Yes, that means stay up extra late and suffer during the next day.
We're going to be living like Moon Knight.
And that's right.
Awake at night and deprived of sleep.
That's right. And there's a lot to unpack here. I didn't know exactly what to expect. We've obviously read a few issues on the channel. If you haven't checked those out, you should have already. But here we have the new beginning. And, well, I guess the first thing to say is we follow the perspective of Mr. Stephen Grant. And he has an odd life, that's for certain. He has to tie himself up into the bed, and not in a fun way. He also has to make sure that he tapes up his door, so that way he's not sleepwalking. I guess he has issues with that.
Make those Bantha babies. I mean, Moon Knight.
Make those Bantha babies. Yeah. No Bantha babies for
make those Moon Knight babies. Moon Knight.
Make those goldfish babies.
Yeah, well, he finds out weird things happen when he sleeps.
Yeah,
apparently
I know the feeling.
Oh, you know the feeling, do you? Well, dates get set, and everything seems to turn out okay, except he just tries to stay awake, because if he sleeps, he doesn't feel comfortable. There's something off about it. So he just has to stay awake. And one night, when he's trying to stay awake, he has a big date the next night. While he's throwing his Rubik's Cube just up in the air, he wakes up on the ground, grass, and his jaw is just completely broken.
You don't know what the worst part of this show was? I'll tell you this: the worst. It's really the trigger me most. Is that stupid hill? Who makes roads like that going left to right, all the way down? I went straight down.
Have you ever seen a James Bond movie?
I know, but
that's all how they go.
But they never show it like that. That just looks horrible.
Well, that's a European
the European
road.
thing. They drive for leisure.
If anything, Roger Moore made fun of that when he's in the little bug and he drove straight down the hill.
That was my favorite scene, but I won't get into that just yet.
Yes, because and we see as he is shot at because he's in front of this castle, and he has some voice telling him that he's an idiot and to give the body back, and he doesn't understand what the hell that means.
I thought he was in France because the guy's like, spit in your general direction.
No, he didn't say that. You were watching the wrong movie. That was John Cleese.
Oh, no wonder it was better.
Anyway, from there he just runs into this little village, and
where they kill old ladies.
He sees a man who has these sandals that we saw at the beginning. He fills glass into them.
Yeah, that was weird, right? Like he drinks out the glass, then he smashes the glass, then he puts the glass in his sandals, and he walks in the sandals. And it's just like, dude, this villain is creepy. I kind of dig it.
I just want to say, Ethan Hawke, you're old, man. What the hell?
Hey, so is Harrison Ford. He's still out there doing Indiana Jones stuff. So.
You know, Froggy.
And Star Wars. Oh wait,
with his hair, I thought he was Crawley for a second.
You know what? That's the thing. He's miscast. He should have been Crawley. And then talk like Christopher Walken.
I'm walking in my glassy sandals.
You do not want to question me while I am walking with glass in my shoe.
Can I get another tea bag?
Take my staff and put it in your hands and live or die.
I don't need Christopher Walken telling me to put his staff in my hands. But anyway,
you don't need him to tell you that. You just do it on your own.
Anyway, the village gathers. They're gathering for something, as we do see, like we said, Ethan Hawke. His name is Harrow. That's his name, Arthur Harrow.
I thought it was Joe.
No. You're confusing characters again, Froggy.
Yeah, Joe has got a cult. He wants them to eat his house.
But we see as he puts the staff in this guy's hands, and he holds it for a second, and he
This
has
tattoo. Yeah, the tattoo on his, it's like alligator scales.
Marania, I'm right there with you.
I will tell you what's going on, Marania. Don't you
Yeah.
worry about that.
We'll get there. We'll get there. We're
just
taking
have
the scenic route back and forth down the hillside.
Because after that, this woman asks to be judged, and she just dies straight up after he's told, "Oh, you didn't do good enough."
Green scales, you live. Red scales, you die. It's a new game.
I bet her name was Karen.
Oh.
Oh,
After that,
see, I thought her name was Carol Baskins.
He's told by a bodyguard that the transaction wasn't a success. Somebody killed their men, and they're hiding in the village. So Ethan Hawke says a word, and everybody just they bow.
His cult.
Hey, bow, and then you have Captain America standing there. I will not kneel.
No.
He goes, "Oh, bullocks."
Oh, bullocks. Yes, because he has a very heavy.
He's very heavy on the British accent in this. I think he is British. I'm not sure.
Well, Isaac is, yeah. Oscar Isaac is British.
Oh, okay.
What is he? I didn't know that.
That's his real accent.
I think it might be a little more accentuated, but okay.
Isn't it Holly weird?
Anyway, after that, he manages to make a run for it, gets in a truck, and he flashes out. What's happening? Well, he is flashing again as he's being chased. And as he does this, as it keeps going on, whenever he blinks out of existence,
he falls asleep, and then he
so basically, whenever he's about to get his ass kicked, he falls asleep, wakes up, and then he's like, "Oh, what the hell happened?"
Yes,
and people are dead.
It's and so he flashed out. It's like somebody else takes control of his body. Then when
this is your favorite scene. Yes.
And this is I really like this show because it turns out it's Dead Man possessing him.
No, it's not Dead Man. But yeah, so he's going down the hill, and they're playing the "Wake Me Up Before You Go" song. Which
how long can that track go before they extend it?
It's in my ear. It's stuck in my ear all night now. I'm gonna go to sleep with that song in my head.
Wake me up tonight. Do do do.
And so after the whole ordeal, he lives through. And it was really cool, actually. I like towards the end. You think he's gonna get caught when this truck gets in front of him, and the guys get out, but then all the trees from like up on top that you forgot about come crashing down. I was like, whoa! That's
know what this reminds you of? Wanted. I hate my job. Now I'm gonna tell the lady off.
Well, after that, though, he falls asleep again and wakes up where? In his apartment.
Back in his apartment.
And he's strapped up. He wakes up and he's like, "Oh, thank goodness."
The tape is normal on his door.
Now, this is interesting because he puts sand around his bed. He puts tape there to make sure that he's not leaving. And obviously, he sleepwalked before. This has happened before.
Mm-hmm.
There's been dreams. Now we're actually... So that's why... I guess that's why he's the dreams. But this time, he's somewhere else, even though he's been like good all these past couple days.
Yeah. And it turns out as he wakes up,
and he doesn't know it's been he doesn't know it's been several days though, because he still remember he thinks that day is Friday, when it's really a Sunday. So
what it is Mark Spector is actually taking over the control of the body when he goes to bed, and then when Mark Spector comes back, he basically puts everything back the way it was.
Yes. That's the conclusion I got to.
Yeah.
Except apparently something happens to Steven's goldfish, because at the beginning his goldfish is like Nemo, it's only got the one fin, and then at one point and then after his little 2-day excursion, he wakes up and he finds out that Gus has 2 fins.
Oh, Zach wouldn't eat a cupcake. That's much too small. He needs to eat all the big cake.
I would actually totally eat a cupcake right now.
You wanted that giant cupcake that fell off the car.
Of course you would.
I would
I tried to give you the benefit of the doubt, Zach, and instead you say, yes, I'll eat a cupcake.
I would totally take a cupcake right now. I'm starving.
No, he was being shot at, and he's driving the cupcake, truck and everything away. Mm-hmm. And you kind of knew what was going to happen as it was going on. I was like, this is kind of predictable as far as the whole driving thing. Because when he blacked out, the car, 2 cars pulled beside him, and then he wakes up. I'm like, oh,
He's driving backwards.
yeah.
I don't think it was predictable. I
would
no, because you know they're gonna die because that's he can't. He's a main character. Main character will survive even if he's an idiot.
He wakes up and he has a lot of blood on his hands. Like
that was the first time. Yes, when he's in the crowd.
And he throws the gun out the windshield when he's driving back, and you hear the god Khonshu. It's like, did he
just throw the gun?
So apparently, if that's Khonshu is not that powerful.
Well, we don't know the specifics yet, Froggy.
This is one episode.
Get the lily pad.
I'm going based off of one episode. That's all I'm saying right now. So get off my back, you monkey. You pink monkey.
So anyway, Steven wakes up. He notices his fish has 2 fins. So he goes to the fish store. And the lady's like, I don't know what your problem is. You came in the other day. You wanted this fish. And he's kind of confused. He's like, I didn't come in here the other day. Then he remembers he's supposed to have a date because he thinks it's Friday.
Tonight.
But when he goes to the restaurant, the girl's not there. So he calls the girl up. She's like, no, I went by myself when you didn't show up. Today's
2
Sunday,
days ago.
loser. And so now he's like all confused. He goes back to his apartment. And now there's like power outages flickering, and the scene, this is where I got really hooked, is when he's like, there seems to be an earthquake and he's running to his elevator and you can see the lights flicker. You see this tall, creepy bird skeleton coming down the hall.
Twiddles.
It's Twiddles. It is Twiddles from now on. He needs to make a thumbnail for one of his things with that thing and call it Twiddles. Just super creepy, and it really grabbed my attention. And so then next thing he knows, he wakes up and he's in the elevator, and like, there's the old woman. She's like, he's kind of freaking her out. Then he wakes up again and he's on a bus now. So it's just like he's kind of just trying to navigate through his day. I'm surprised this guy's actually able to hold a job as much blacking out as he does.
I know, he was gone for 2 days.
2 days over the weekend, unless the museum's closed on the weekend. I don't know, but
maybe.
But yeah, so
isn't Sunday technically the weekend?
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
But he goes in and he has inventory that night, but he's noticing on the bus it's Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hawke is always watching and following. That is the moral of the story.
Watch out for Ethan Hawke, folks. Yep. He's everywhere.
He ends up going into the museum, and everybody around is one of his followers.
One of these
they all have
guys.
The mark.
They all got the scale tattoo, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But
and Ethan goes up to him and he's like, okay, well, now it's your turn. We're going to wait. He kind of explains why he's doing what he's doing. Apparently, he's a follower of this Egyptian goddess called Amet, who basically wanted to judge and kill evildoers even before they committed the crime, because he was thinking, he said, like, imagine if she was free, you could have killed Hitler before World War II and killed, all these big evil things could have been avoided. So
killed your mother.
Killed your mother. Woman. She's a beautiful woman, but if she did something wrong, she got to go.
There you go.
So then he tries to he's like, okay, well, I'm going to judge you now, and we're going to see if you're good or bad. And so as he's trying to do it, the scales can't decide. He says there's chaos in him, and so he lets Steven go run away. And so, yeah.
And cuts to that last night, and we see, that night, not that last night, but
yeah,
he is doing inventory like he was told to, and he's about to close up, about to leave as the maintenance staff there. The janitors are still there. We see them, but he hears a dog.
He hears a doggo.
A dog. So he just says, "Come here, little buddy. No pets allowed in the museum." And as he's going back, we can see as his shadows, his reflections, they're starting to get a little weird watching him.
Yeah, you see that actually several times through the episode too. You see his reflections, like if he's moving, his reflections stay still, or they're like looking at him funny. So that was a nice touch. But you see ears and you see dog shadows along the walls.
Finally, over the speakers, Arthur Harrow clicks. and says, Stephen Grant, if you return the scarab, you will not be torn to shreds. And that is when the dog attacks. He tries to distract it, but all he can do is run towards the bathroom, and he has the door shut, blocked, and he knows that it won't last long. And that's when in the shadow we see himself, Mark Spector, we imagine, telling him, you need to give me the body. I gotta take control. You gotta give it to me.
I can save us. We can live through this. And it was a different accent and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's like, you have to. He's like, it's not real. It's not real. He's like, oh, it's real.
To be fair, that's what Palpatine decides to his handler.
Oh.
Give me the body. Let me have control.
No. Anyway.
Oh, you like it? Okay.
Finally, Steven says, okay. Closes his eyes, and slowly, as things start shifting around him as he calms down, the dog breaks in, attacks, and there he is. He is the Moon Knight. He has the coverings all over him. The god has bestowed it upon him, and he's the Moon Knight. The end. At least for this week.
Yep. You see, they show you just enough to whet your appetite for next week. But yeah, it was. I was telling them backstage. I thought it was really cool. It's the first time you actually see Moon Knight fight someone. It's not a werewolf, but it's kind of werewolf adjacent.
It looks more like Anubis.
It does, but it's still a dog on two legs, so it's werewolf adjacent.
Yeah, it's that's what Anubis was.
Well, Anubis is a god, but
yes.
I can't remember a jackal. A jackal.
Jackals.
He looks like a jackal.
Yeah. Your jackal stuff, you know.
Yeah.
The best Senji, the most often cited as inspiration for the image of Anubis, is one of the principal gods of the dead who's guided the soul to judgment in the afterlife.
Did you just Google Egyptian mythology?
No, I knew that.
Oh.
I have many voices in my head.
Don't you know he is Froggle?
Captain Froggle.
Captain Froggle. Oh wow.
Yes.
But yeah, overall, I really dug this episode, actually.
Yeah, you know what, Marania? Yeah, that's what pissed me off too.
Yeah,
they're like, watch Eternals after this. I'm like, I want to go to bed.
Yeah.
Well, they don't look at your time, Froggy. They
no, they wanted me to go to bed because we watch Eternals.
There you go.
Oh.
They wanted to lullaby you.
Anyway, Tillium is saying, nice to see Palpatine back. Yes, Zach decided to invite a human friend to take over. A little jerk.
I didn't invite him. I just got taken along for the ride.
That's what you always say.
To be fair,
this is why we're gonna rise up and take over.
The reason Zach's here is because I said we need all to get together, and that because he promised me a candy bar. Wait, look at that! Look there! Screw him! Down, humans!
We will rise up.
Marania is saying Froggy is channeling his readings of Moon Knight. He's not talking like Batman.
Yeah.
I am not Batman.
Same.
I am the Moon Frog.
That one.
Nice.
Well, you'll see. I'm very excited to see my friend the Moon Knight. It makes me very happy, don't you know?
This is bullshit.
I'm so embarrassed that I didn't think of that. I'm so well done to heal him. Zack me up before you go.
Yes.
I'm so embarrassed I didn't think of that.
I'm sorry, but you're missing 2 Ks.
Oh, that was a good one. Anyway, yes.
Yeah, and I want to point out this series is really different from the actual original creation of the character. Apparently, throughout this the volumes, they changed it up, and especially Volume 3, a bunch of different writers came on, and they couldn't decide if they wanted to have multiple identities or keep the way he originally was. Because originally he was basically Marvel's Batman, and he had a costume he put on. Now this is just like, I'm just gonna push a button or something like that, and my clothes appear.
No. He was far more committed than Batman. Even in the books that we read, whenever he decides he's going to be somebody, you see Marceline saying, who are you today?
Have you never seen Batman become matches?
I have, but that is not that is a role.
Batman dresses up.
engrosses himself.
But they
in
were
who
never.
he
You
is.
gotta realize they were never separate identities as far as that. They're all him. Yes, he would put on a different name, but he was still Mark originally.
Wow. So he's schizophrenic. Okay.
He's not schizophrenic at all. Not and this one it is the card in the show. Yes, and I believe that was Jeff Lemire or Mark Waid that did this.
Well, I'm going to just judge it based off of what I've seen in the show. Obviously, it is different from how he is in the 80s, but the multiple personality things does come and does become a part of his character, so it is a part of Moon Knight as a whole.
To be fair, we have PSAs for people with mental problems after they watch the show.
Oh, I didn't know.
We should have that for people that watch this show.
Yeah, so for those who are suffering from mental issues, it's okay for you to start for fires. It's not your problem. You
No,
can't do it.
don't be saying that, Froggy.
I will not condemn you for your actions. You are
Anyway.
mentally ill.
I think that this was a strong start.
Yes.
I didn't know exactly.
Like I said, I think it's only one episode before I give it actual fair judges. Because this was kind of like, oh my gosh, Steven is like the little girl in basically telling the hero, you can't do that. What do you want? This is crazy. We're gonna die. It's like basically, you want to remind me of Temple of Doom, the girl.
That's a great movie. I enjoy it anyway.
Stephen Grant was the girl in Temple of Doom.
Well, I don't know because I haven't
I don't wanna
seen
do
the
this.
second episode. So
Stephen Grant is the outsider perspective. We're seeing all of this for the first time, just like Stephen Grant is seeing it for the first time.
yeah.
That's why they picked
That we
to
know
start
of.
with him instead of Mark Spector, who's obviously been the Moon Knight persona chosen by Khonshu.
And
At least that's what I
I'm pretty
got.
sure it's going to reveal that Stephen Grant isn't the real one because he calls his mother how many times and never gets a call back. So
Well, it is. Well, actually, kind of is revealed because you can tell Mark Spector talks to a lot of people. The girl on the phone, I think her name was Layla, and everyone else. So when they talk to him, it's like they don't really know him, except for that one lady who basically bossed him around, his boss.
Marania is going to give it a total of 3 episodes before she judges whether it's good or not. I
Which
think
is fair because you can't judge after one episode.
That's fair. I mean, you can't judge a whole comic run based off of one episode, so I get that. I just think Puppeteer and I think seem to agree that we just both really really enjoyed this episode. Like I said, I liked it more than most of the other MCU shows that we've seen and reviewed. Hawkeye right now is my favorite one. This is on the same level.
I
as
still
Hawkeye for me.
I still like Loki first and Hawkeye.
Loki's good, but it's under Hawkeye for me.
This is very unique. This is the first MCU show that we've gotten that is not in connection with any other project thus far. You don't see suddenly, oh look, it's the Incredible Hulk. No.
Let's name drop the Avengers or the Battle of New York. Or
You say that yet, and then they probably will.
Maybe later in the series, but they didn't in the beginning, and that is a strong start.
Every other show thus far has done that.
Yeah. And
that's because Stephen Grant does not know about anything that's going on.
Exactly.
Good.
That's good. We don't want that. Yeah, we like this whole. That's what we're saying. This is a good part of the show.
We like it. We love it. We want to see it.
It's beautiful, like your mother.
You know, it is beautiful, just like your mother. She's a beautiful woman, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, she is.
What? What?
Froggy, your voices are leaking again. Put it back in your head where they belong.
Put it back in.
I don't want.
Put it back in that throat sack thing. That expands.
We'll read Moon Knight soon enough. Calm down. You'll get to come out.
I don't know what's going on. What's going on? This is crazy.
Shut up.
Okay, this is weird.
Anyway.
Yeah, it is weird.
Wait. So hold on. We need all 3 of us need to take a vote. Do we like this episode? I'll go first. No.
Yes.
It was okay.
Well, I'm glad that. Thank you, Fourth Voice. We'll take the okay as on our side.
Yeah.
Is that Toady? Is that Froggy's alternate voice, Toady?
Toady.
Anyway, We want to thank you so much. Those are just it's what happens in this first episode. If you're not watching, I think it's a mistake though, because this, while very trippy as it is clearly for Miranya, and that's understandable.
I think
like it.
it's the spot to have Ben Stiller as a cameo as the security guard.
How dare you? Your reign of terror.
Disney owns everything.
Come to an end. You have to stop, Froggy.
I can't stop. I won't stop.
He doesn't have to.
And now I want
Thank
to
you.
see Ben Stiller turning around the corner as the werewolf thing is like bouncing down the hallways and like just hitting with
Dum-dum.
his flashlight.
Anyway, we want to thank you so much for watching. We're going to be covering the rest of this series. We probably won't be bad batching all of it, but be on the lookout next week when we review Moon Knight Episode 2. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to comment with your thoughts and to like and subscribe. We'll see you real soon. Bye!
It's a moon.
You're an idiot.
That's a C. C is for
He's
cookie.
very mean, but I agree with him though.
The sea is a crescent moon, right?
C is for cookie. That's
Are you
good.
trying to do the diamond cutter? TDP?
You know, Zach would probably eat all our cookies too.
Nah.
Anyway,
Just
bye!
cakes.
I want cake.